to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thank you for coming on the show today. You're back.
I'm back. I am here. Thank you for having me again.
But this is cool. So we're talking about something different now.
Yes.
So tell us what's going on.
Okay, so this coming Friday, we are having a red carpet premiere for the movie Unsung Hero, which is another one of the Faith films that's produced by Kingdom Companies. It is a true story about the music artist Rebecca St. James and kind of like her family's story coming to America.
Yeah, I mean, I never, because I watched it because we had them here talking about the behind the scenes, and I went to that premiere, and so I was like really shocked about like that everybody in that family like was really successful, became really successful. They were like completely dirt poor, or they were rich, lost all their money, and then completely dirt poor to just really making it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a true kind of like underdog hero movie, like just to go from having everything to having nothing. And it's really, I mean, it's about Rebecca St. James and her brothers who make up for King and Country, the music group. But then it's really also about their parents, Helen and David Smallbone, who just are such a testament to what being good parents are like. And Helen really kind of holding the family together during, a horrendous time.
I kind of got like mad at some points of the movie because of how her husband was. I was kind of like, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh my gosh, like, so it's like, but it's great. I mean, it makes you feel things, and that's like you said, it's a kind of a roller coaster, a little bit sad, but then yeah, and I think, as a mom and as a wife, I mean, I've been there, where my husband will go through like a downtime, and you're kind of like his cheerleader. You have to be the whole everything.
You have to be the peppy one that gets them going and kind of like encourages them and motivates them, and I mean that's what Helen did. She just was everybody's cheerleader, really.
Oh yeah.
And made it not really scary. I've heard like Rebecca St. James and her brothers Luke and Joel talk about how they weren't really aware of like the situation they were in. They kind of just saw it as an adventure and something to overcome together.
And that is great. That is some good parenting.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the way you are as a parent. That's how your kids are going to respond to any situation.
Right.
So it's a true testament to like how amazing she really was.
So how did you get involved in all of this?
So Sarah Close, who works with Rob, she's like my best friend. We've been friends for forever. She's kind of like Rob Carter, whom you've had on the show before.
Right.
His kind of like personal executive assistant. I don't even know what her real title is, but that's basically what she does. And so they've brought me in on several occasions to kind of do like the decor and the backdrops and photo ops for the events that they've had at Maya Cinemas.
Okay.
And I've known Rob, since I was probably like 6 or 7. He's like a second dad to me.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
yeah, so we go like way back, and so it's all kind of just been interesting.
Because he's from San Diego.
Yeah.
But so you knew him.
Yeah, and so like he and my dad worked together. Like
here or
in Fresno,
okay.
Through like different ministries, like within our church,
right?
And,
okay.
I mean, we just kind of like our circles kind of like intersect and whatever, and so they've kind of brought me on to do like the creative side of like putting on a red carpet, which is just totally my niche. I love it.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's insane. And it's you kind of have to like be self-motivated and creative and think outside the box, but I just love it. And this one's really special because we are trying to kind of honor mothers and wives and really anybody, female, because the movie is about Helen and
Mother's Day's coming up.
And Mother's Day's coming up, and they say we're celebrating momhood because mum is how you say mom, in Australia, and that's where they're from. And so, but that's kind of like been my focus in planning all the decor and the photo ops and whatever, like kind of like finding ways to honor women and celebrate them, because I think a lot of times, moms, especially in our role, we kind of get run ragged or overlooked because our children and our husbands are, the focus of our lives. And so to be able to come and kind of have like special touches done to honor you, I hope, kind of makes a positive impact on.
You have to go be a mom right after this.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm headed to a cheer tryout, so all gussied up. So but it's my life, and and so it's kind of been really kind of special on a personal level to do this event specifically because I'm a mom, and I want to be able to like see the joy on mothers' faces, taking pictures, with a grandma or a sister or an aunt or whatever. To honor them, because I think that's important.
And this is going to be like the official red carpet premiere, right? Okay.
So Friday there are 2 showings. There's a 4:30 and a 7:30, and this will be really exciting and special because Rebecca St. James will be there, who's part of the movie. And
what about her family?
Her family, so they're like everywhere. The boys, Joel and Luke, have been like running nonstop doing premieres back east.
Okay.
I really wish they were coming.
So she's the one that's for this event.
She's the one coming specifically for this event.
And her parents came before, right?
Yes, they came. Helen and David came, and I'm so bummed I didn't get to meet them.
I know, because they were doing like a Q&A, and I wish I could have seen that.
I know, I'm so envious because Sarah and Rob got to hang out with them and go to dinner with them, and I'm so jealous.
Oh, yeah, it would have been nice to pick them,
right? But yeah, so they've been here. Rebecca's coming to this one, as is Kevin Downs, who has just been involved in the faith films.
Are they going to do Q&As as well?
They will be doing a Q&A.
That's so cool. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So and then there'll be like the photo op that we try to have with all the red carpets. So you'll get to take your picture with Rebecca St. James and Kevin. And
are there still tickets that we can get?
There are still tickets.
Okay.
Maya is selling them through their website, and then also Jaron.org, which is the ministry that Rob works for.
Yeah.
If you go through Jaron, you can also get tickets for either showing. I think the 4:30 is slightly more full than the 7:30
Is she around for both of the Q&A, or just doing one or the other? Oh, so she's going to be seeing both? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is really cool for her to kind of like show up. She's got a family. She's married with 3 kids. And so like to show up, kind of come across the country to do this is really pretty special.
Yeah, that's great. That is amazing. And then what church, wasn't there a church too that was backing this particular premiere, or no?
I'm not sure. I know like they've done a lot with Cornerstone.
Right.
There was originally supposed to be an event at People's that the intricacies of that and logistics kind of like fell through. But we are planning, hopefully, Rob won't kill me for saying this, like unofficially, there's supposed to be an event kind of like in the future to take the place of that one. It was just too short notice to try and make it what we needed to
I think initially you told me about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where I was getting that. I was like,
so
we're just doing everything at the Mayan for Friday.
So we're kind of like, so when plans fell through for Saturday, we kind of were like, okay, well, let's rethink this. Let's just shift our focus to Friday and make it like a mum event at the theater on in correlation with the red carpet.
And it's great there's still tickets. People really need to come out and see it and support. Yeah. And then we talked a little bit to Rob. How important is like our presence and when we support these Christian movies? Like we're making a difference every time we go out to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think growing up, I remember the religious or Christian films that I would see, in junior high and high school. Like they were bad.
They were bad. They were cheesy.
They were cheesy. They were even like Class B. They were like Class C or D. Like it was just bad. And so to have the quality of movies like Jesus Revolution, The Shift, Ordinary Angels, now Unsung Hero, and to have like the backing of like actual people in Hollywood, who are like solid figures and recognizable figures. And then to have the quality of film that we're getting, it's just huge, And with this one, because you have musicians involved, like Rebecca St. James and For King and Country, it's not just the quality of the film; it's now the quality of like the soundtrack and the music. And they really worked hard to make a quality soundtrack with recognizable artists like Amy Grant, who again is
I just saw her in concert last year.
Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith. They redid "A Place in This World," which is one of Michael W. Smith's like most famous songs.
Right.
They re-recorded it, and so that's huge. And so I think it's important that people come out and support it, so that Hollywood kind of like gets the clue that we're not going away. Faith films are here to stay, and they're worth something. It's not just kind of like a niche thing. Like anybody can go and get something out of it. You know, you don't have to be like a hardcore like conservative Christian.
Well,
know?
and there's no agenda to them. Like you're just actually seeing a documentary. You're seeing somebody's true life story. There's no one's trying to make anybody believe or do anything. There's no agenda. This is their story.
Exactly. Which it's. I mean, I grew up in the church, but I still appreciate that. I don't necessarily want the gospel shoved down my throat every time I go to see a movie with my popcorn and my candy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still there. The message is still there, and the faith premise is still there. And there's not a film that I have seen that is faith-based or faith-connected or related that hasn't like touched me. And I've been a Christian for like more than half my life. So there's always something that somebody can get out of seeing these movies. Right.
No, so that's good. When is the actual world release? Do we know when?
Oh gosh, I think they've already. Soon. It's already. No, I think it premieres Friday. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going off of
because sometimes it does the day of. Okay.
In like exactly in like what I'm doing. I think it's Friday, and Wednesday is kind of like the pre-premiere for like media and whatnot. But I know they've been doing red carpets back east like nonstop. They had a special event with For King and Country and the whole family. I believe in Nashville, which is where they're from. And that was really cool. Helen and David just celebrated 49 years together.
Wow.
So that kind of like came in correlation with like the premiere and the movie being released. And then Helen's birthday was recently. So it's all kind of interesting to see how everything's come together. And then Joel, who's part of For King and Country, and Rebecca's brother, he directed and wrote it and produced it, and then he actually gets to play his dad, which is really cool.
That is really crazy.
And the whole family has like cameos in the film.
Right.
So it's really a family project, which the movie's all about family, so it makes sense.
It is interesting that he chose to play his dad.
Yeah, he said he kind of had like a crisis and he needed lots of therapy afterwards because it was weird. Like, and then like having somebody else play his wife, but then his wife was also like a producer on the film, so she was there, and then like it was just weird, like having the family involved, but then like his family on set was not his family. So, which I'm sure would mess you up a little bit.
What's his acting experience like in general?
I don't, he's done some stuff.
Because he was really good. He seems like he has some experience.
Yes. And he was in, oh, this is so awful. I can't remember the name. The movie that came out at Christmas, it was The Nativity Story, but it was a musical.
Oh, okay.
That one. He played Herod's son, which was kind of like an added like bit to like the Nativity Story. Like his character's not in the Bible, but he got to do like this awesome like song, which made my daughter like fall absolutely in love with him. She's gonna kill me for saying that on TV. But he did that, and he's done like a lot of their music videos are really kind of like acting based. So he's really got a natural talent. But then I guess when you're a musician, you kind of have to be. You have to kind of have like this well-rounded personality and be able to act and write and direct and produce. And so he's got it all.
He's got, like I said, was done so well. Like I got angry at some parts because of how he was at. I was like, oh my gosh, she has to deal with this man. Like, and you can't shake him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, like, I guess too, like coming from what he came from, and like I guess he kind of again, I haven't seen the film, but I would imagine like that has to be really tough, like losing everything, moving your family, across the entire world, having nothing, and then like the man is supposed to be the provider, like that's kind of how the society
you have
has
to deal with that failure.
And you can't provide for your family. I mean, like Helen was 6 months pregnant and they had no medical insurance, and so they couldn't go to, they had no means to go to the hospital to deliver like her baby. And I mean, I can't imagine, like what that must have been like. No car, no furniture, like nothing. And we get so comfortable with our lives, we have everything. We don't really think about like what it must be like to like, not have anything. And please, Lord, let that never be. So
Well, this is so cool. So right now we can go either on the website for Maya or go to the website for Jaron.
Jaron.org.
Jaron.org.
So it's JARON and then .org, and there should be a link.
And
there.
The biggest thing is that if we just share.
Share. Yeah, and bring your friends. Like, again, not a class C or D Christian movie. It's good quality. It's got a great message. You know, bring your moms, your sisters, your nieces, your wives, and bring your guys. Like, guys can come too. It's not like a chick flick. Like, guys will like it too. Yeah.
There's more guys in the family, right?
Exactly. It's true. The guy to girl ratio is very off. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So that's really great that there's still tickets available.
Yes. And I think the word needs to get out. I think people need to share, and I think people just need to show up and kind of like make a statement. Like, every premiere we've done really well. Like, it's always been a packed house. Lots of people.
Oh yeah, when I went, I mean, there was like it was packed.
Yeah, and that's great because that's sending a message that, you know, these movies need to stay and more needs to be made. And I mean, I know they've got so many that they're getting ready to release. So it just keep them coming. It's great, and it keeps me, you know, occupied because I'm decorating the theater every time.
What's next in the future? What they're working on that you've been aware of? I'm sure you get a little.
I get a buzz. There's one called, oh gosh, now I can't remember, something about like the underdog or something like that. I think they're doing one about George Washington. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on any of this. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on, and it's amazing. I don't know that Kevin Downes and they are directly connected, but they're going to be doing a supposed sequel to The Passion of the Christ. That's going to come out at some point. And so that's exciting because, I mean, this is kind of like taking a new perspective on the period of time between the Jesus dying on the cross and rising from the dead, like the 3 days between. And Mel Gibson will once again supposedly be producing that and doing that. So that's kind of been in the rumor. And
Jaron is going to be part of that.
Who knows? Like, who knows what we're who knows what we're going to do next? It's kind of like whatever they can get here, but Kingdom Films and Kevin Downes and all of them have been really good at connecting with Rob and bringing things to Fresno, which is huge.
And where can we keep up with all of that that's going on?
Well, follow Rob Carter on Facebook, you'll find out pretty much everything.
Okay.
Because he's really good at posting, keeping everybody in the loop. He's been nonstop with Unsung Heroes. He works so hard. It's amazing what he does. He's got such a heart for this ministry, which is funny because, like, as you know, he came from construction, and then he did stuff going down south, or not down south, but to South America and doing construction down there. And he's just served his whole life. And so to like now be in like the film industry, you know, it's kind of weird, but God uses you, you know, and when he says do something, you just go. And so Rob's, you know, walking the red carpet, going to film premieres, and never thought in a million years I'd see that, but you know, he's where God wants him. So yeah, follow Rob Carter on Facebook, and he connects you kind of to like, because it's so much. There's so many different production companies. Angel Studios is another one. And
he's coming, like, you said Rebecca St. James will be there and a lot of the hard hitters. What about the director? Well, no, he's not going to be there.
He won't be there, but Kevin Downes, who I believe was a producer.
Okay.
And really, I mean, Kevin and Rob are pretty close. And he comes quite regularly.
Okay, so then
yeah. So and he'll be there.
And it's really great too because we have a movie making community too, and everyone wants to get involved. This is why we have to go and support these movies. It's super important, like as a town community, Christian community. So everybody needs to go support this movie and post it.
Yes, post, share, take your picture. You know, hashtag Unsung Heroes movie. Like, make it happen.
Have you met Rebecca St. James before? So this is going to be your first time? Oh my God.
Yeah, like I'm going to try really hard not to geek out. I didn't get to meet, Jonathan Rumi was here for Jesus Revolution, and I was so big, I would be like 5 feet away, and then he would just get swarmed by people, and so I didn't get to meet him. I was so bummed. I didn't get to meet the people that were here for The Shift. Again, it was kind of like they were way over there, and I was over here, and I never got, so Rebecca St. James, I'm going to meet her.
Right? Oh my God, that is so cool.
It's going to happen. You know?
The only sad thing about all of this is that she's not going to sing. If she could just bust out at the end in a song, like that would be really cool.
In front and sing a few lines. Yeah, she is. They both are. Both for Rebecca St. James and for King and Country are releasing albums with the correlation of this, which is really cool.
That's so cool.
She's got a new single, Everything Beautiful, and then I forget what song they're releasing. But this movie is based on one of their songs, Unsung Hero, which is about their mom. So, yeah. So we'll still get to hear their music.
So yeah, you guys could all take your mom early Mother's Day present.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Yeah, $10.25 for a ticket. Like, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, not bad at all. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me again. It's always so wonderful to be here.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
You're welcome.
So, tell our audience what you do.
So I'm DK. I'm an esthetician. I do lashes, facials, and waxing.
And you started your own business.
Yes.
So tell us how that works. Like, you were working at a salon before, and then...
No, I actually had a bit of like a mental crisis, and I'm actually a suicide survivor. And I took a year of just healing, going to therapy, doing what I needed to fix me. And then when that year was coming up, I was kind of like, okay, you need to do something to make money. And my husband was actually the one that was like, you should go to school to do lashes. And I was like, lashes? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you've always been into it, which is true. I was like the lash queen in 2010 all the way to now. And I went to school and I started doing it out of my house, and it just kind of built into something that I never could have imagined. So
that is really cool. And, you know, it seems like everyone does them, but it's always hard to find somebody to do them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, I know that there's always like a hunt for who does lashes. People always come to me and ask me who does lashes. And the person who does mine doesn't take new clients. And a lot of people are like that, where they don't take new clients. So,
right.
Yeah.
There's a wait list and everything. So
wow. So where did you go to learn everything?
I went to Milan. I did their program for about 6 months, graduated, and I was building my business while being in school. So I would only work like 3 days out of the week. And then pretty much all those clients that I built during school came with me. So
wow.
Yeah. And then I ended up working at Prim Salon, and it's one of the best salons I have ever worked in. I'm really happy there.
Oh, that is so cool. So do you still do stuff out of your house?
No,
or?
Was
that some COVID stuff?
No, that was some COVID stuff, but no, the only people I wax out of my house are my best friend, my husband, and my mom.
Okay.
And occasionally myself.
Okay, so Prim is where we have to go.
Prim is where you have to go, yes.
So how long have you been there?
I have been there since January, and it's a brand new salon. There is still rooms available to rent. So
Located
if anybody off of Fowler and Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really, really nice. I love it.
On the side of the meat market or the side of Neighbors?
On the side of Neighbors.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So literally in between clients, I go and have lunch at Neighbors, hang out, go back to work. It's a fun time.
That is so awesome. So tell us like why you said you gave yourself a year to heal, which is actually really smart that you did that. Like,
I had just had a baby, so I'm pretty sure it was postpartum and just childhood trauma that I've never dealt with. And basically, they gave me a year of disability. And I was like, you know what? Instead of just sitting here not doing nothing, I wanted to be better for my kids and for my husband, because it was a really rough time. It was very rough.
So did you go to therapy? Like, what were some of
I
the
did
healing?
therapy. I am medicated. I got diagnosed with bipolar. I've had ADD since I was a little girl, but it is a world of difference when I'm medicated and taking the steps that I need to. I also go to the gym every day.
That's awesome.
It's huge for my mental health.
Wow, and so like, was it awesome to get diagnosed? To finally were like, oh, there's a
It
reason
was
now?
like a light bulb. Everybody in my family was just like, oh, that's what's been okay. That makes sense. And I was like, yeah.
So
at
you're
least
not
there's
going crazy.
No,
Like, there's this like, yeah.
I literally felt crazy. Like, there would be times where I'd be curled up in a ball and my husband wouldn't know what to do with me, and I'd be like, I don't know what's wrong. But at least now when that happens, it's like, oh, it's just that.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So how do you like carry that into like your business and how you are now?
I have committed myself being 1000% transparent with my clients. All my clients know my story. They all know where I've came from. They know my struggles, and I have just been honest with everybody, and I just use it because you never know who you're talking to. There have been so many times where I've been with a client and I share that with them, and it makes us more connected because either they know somebody or they're
Right.
going through it too. And that's kind of what I base my business off of, is making myself vulnerable and making them feel better one appointment at a time, you know? So I just try to connect with them.
It's almost like a therapy session, right?
Whoa,
and then I'm a
1000%.
trainer, so it's the same thing. Whenever you're spending an hour with somebody,
yes.
it kind of becomes that way.
And every 2 weeks I'm seeing this person, we're
Right.
bound to get close. We're either going to get close or not like each other.
Right. I'm sure everybody likes
Yes.
you, so that's good. So it's, what are the services? It's lashes and?
Lashes and lash lifts. I also do facials, and I also do waxing, full body waxing.
So what's a lash lift?
A lash lift is basically a perm on your lashes, but it's for my natural girlies that don't want to do the extensions, or they have an allergy to extensions. They at least can get them lifted and opened. We do tint them so it makes it darker. Nice. It looks really, really nice.
I'm hearing more about that, about people being allergic to extensions.
Yes, it's I believe it's
glue
the adhesive. It has a certain ingredient. I cannot say it for the life of me. Like, I will butcher it, but I know the name, but they're usually allergic to that in the adhesive. And I'm currently working to like try to make a glue that doesn't have that.
Oh, that would be amazing. Shark
bear
Tank.
with me.
Miss Shark Tank, you put that on there and everyone's going to love that.
Yes.
Like, I love that.
Yes, I am pretty much, I consider myself an entrepreneur, and I am opening up a store within the salon that I work at to sell all kinds of products for estheticians that I use on a daily basis. So that's coming up too. There's lots
So
of
the
things.
products that you use for facials, you're actually going to
Products
sell
I use for facials, products I use for waxing, products I use for lashing, all of that's going to be in that store.
That is really
Yes.
cool.
Yes, because I feel like I've tested all the products out there. I've wasted tons of money, and I'm like, these new estheticians, please don't go waste your money. Like, just come buy what works.
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And you could just tell people, like, this works because of this. This didn't work.
Absolutely.
That is really
I've
cool.
done all my homework on it. So yeah.
How long do lash lifts last for?
So I have some crazy clients that have lasted for like 8 to 10 weeks. It's
Wow.
only supposed to last like 5 to 6, but they've lasted for like 10 weeks. So your girl knows what she's doing.
That's so cool. And then how often do people usually come in for lash fills? When they're
Every lash fill is about 2 to 3 weeks. They come in, and we just fill them up. Takes about 45 to an hour. Just depends on how your maintenance is.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so how many people are in that salon?
So there are 12 stylists, and then there's me. But we have, I believe, 2 booths still available for hairstylists, and then we have 2 rooms still available for rent as well.
And you're really booked a lot.
I am. I'm
So
booked till June.
You are looking for new clients, though.
I can't say no. I love getting new clients. I love meeting new people.
You're booked till June?
I'm booked till June. Yeah.
That is crazy. This is exactly what I was talking about.
Yes.
I know there's not too many. It seems like it, but there's not.
Yeah, it's everybody's like, oh, the profession you're in is so saturated, and I'm like, it's really not.
Yeah, no, everybody I know is always looking for like all the time.
And there's a client for every person, you know. So I'm like, I have made a living out of it, and the girls that want to do it, I'm like, go for it. Be your own boss. Make your schedule. You know, it's out there.
So your store, are you also going to have it available online as well?
Yes, it's going to be an online and a storefront. I won't be doing deliveries, no shipping out for now, but they can place an order online and have it ready for pickup.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be, right now you're kind of just locally based.
Yeah, for now. But the goal is to be like the next, I want to be the next Ulta.
How long did it take you to go through the whole program?
For school?
Yeah.
It took me 6 months. Exactly 6 months. I started May 5th and I graduated October 22nd.
Is that typical? Is it usually 6 months?
No. Usually, life happens, things come up, it gets prolonged, you have to take a break, but I was really adamant. I'm a wife and a mother, so when I schedule something out, I have to finish, like, the day that I said I was going to finish.
Wow, because I thought it usually takes like a year.
It can.
But you just were very efficient with it.
I went every single day, I made up all my hours, up all night, still went to class. Yeah, I was pretty on top of it.
So you're happy that your husband suggested lashes?
Oh, 1,000%. I would not be where I am without him. Like, no way. I am so lucky to have him. He's very supportive. He's been the one that has when I first started, he financed everything. Bought all my products, did everything.
People don't realize that this is very costly. Like, it's not just like you just go and just do it.
It is so costly. I had no idea. I mean, just alone, the bed to lay on is like $200 to $300. Not to mention all the product you use. You definitely have to spend money to make money.
Right. No, that's great that he was like there for you.
Yes.
So you, being this entrepreneur, you inspire like other people. So do people come to you kind of with asking for advice when they want to start these like side hustles, other businesses?
I get a lot of that. I try to give them the best advice that I can, especially because I wished that I would have had me when I needed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You want to be the you that you needed.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because a lot of the time these people want to charge $900 to $1,000 just to tell you what they did. And not that I don't believe in that, but I feel like some people just need that little push and that advice to kind of get them going. Right. And then eventually, like, yeah, I'll be your mentor. Yeah, we can figure something out. I'll teach you how to do that. But I definitely don't want to be that person that charges that much when you're just starting out. I feel like you need to have somebody in your corner always cheering you on.
That's so cool. So when you wanted to do this journey, you kind of just like Googled and like, I'm going to go to school here. You really didn't have anybody to...
I did have one person. I call her my sister. Her name's Shanae. She does lashes in Visalia. And she's been in my life for about 16 years. And she kind of told me, go this way. Go to school. This is what you need to do. And then she's kind of supported me just kind of all the way. But then when it started becoming this huge business, I was like, oh my God, like, how do you make an LLC? How do you file taxes? How do you do that? How do you pay rent? Like, it was a lot. So I've kind of me and my husband have just learned along the way what not to do and what to do.
So what are some not to do's what are some things that people like, are like, oh, really? What are people most surprised about?
I definitely think you have to invest in a good accountant to figure out where your money's coming and going. That's huge. And a lot of people don't do that. They just kind of make the money and then, oh crap, I owe money. But invest in a good accountant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things. And an LLC is the way to go.
Okay. So that's like the big option where it's like, do you work? Okay.
Yes. I think it's just better because your LLC is an identity separate from you. And if anything were to happen, it's with the business, not you personally, and all your investments personally.
What are some of the don'ts?
There's a lot of don'ts, but...
Oh, come on. You gotta give us some.
Don't believe TikTok. That's one of the biggest don'ts. They only share like about a minute of, I did this to become, it's not overnight at all. It's taken me 2 years to get to where I am, and I'm still not where I want to be. And just trust yourself. If something's telling you don't go this route, don't do it.
So what did you do? Like, what route did you?
I just, especially with like products, if it sounded too good to be true,
oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's telling you that they're going to give you the perfect lash lift within 2 minutes, don't waste your money on that product. It's not true. Things like that, don't waste your money.
But 2 years is not that bad to build what you've built.
It's not. I think I've done pretty good for myself, but It was night and day, sleepless nights, obsessing over it. My bipolar and ADD kind of played into that. It's an all day thing. Like sometimes I'm with my friends and family and they're like, why are you on your phone? And I'm like, I'm answering a client. I'm sorry. I can't say no.
You said where you're not where you want to be. Where would you like to see yourself?
I would love to one day be a salon owner. And not so much actually have a salon, but I would love to have suites, kind of like Sola suites. I'm aiming towards that, so I don't have to take on as many clients. And I would love to have people under me to kind of show them the ropes and help them be their own boss too. So that's what I see in the future for me.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then the store though, the
yes,
storefront.
and the storefront, that as well. Yes.
So you'd have like a bigger storefront if you
absolutely.
Have the
Yes. And everybody would be using the products from DK. That would be a utopia.
And then I bet with the facials, that's where you really had a lot of trial and error because there's so many freaking products.
You know what? In school, they had us use the product Dermalogica, and I struggled really bad with acne. Like, it was one of my insecurities. And throughout school, I kind of just did my own skincare and used Dermalogica consistently. My skin is like 1,000% better.
Oh, so you kind of knew right away.
I believe in that product. That's what I use in my store. That's what I use in my salon. That's what I'll be selling in my store. I sell it as well. So it's like, if you're looking for Dermalogica, please don't go to Ulta. Just come here to me. It's the same price, same money back guarantee. I'll take care of you.
And then when you said you were actually kind of looking to make an adhesive for
yes.
the lab, so what? Now you're a scientist? Like, tell us about that.
No, I hired scientists.
Really?
Yes. So I'm kind of working with a company, and we're trying to figure out an adhesive that is not carrying. I promise you, I cannot say it right. There's one. But that way, people who are allergic can still get lashes, because lashes are life. I have them on right now, and I could not be without them.
I feel the same way.
No, there's like no way.
So who does your lashes?
So my lashes are either done by my sister Shanae, or I get them done with Madison. And she is based out of Fresno.
Oh, okay. Because you can never do your own, right? No one ever does it.
No.
It's impossible, right?
And as I say, don't trust TikTok. Sometimes you'll see those girls putting the eyelash extensions on themselves. And I'm like, girl, you're going to burn your eye off.
That's
like,
what I thought.
What are you doing?
It's impossible, right?
No.
You can't just have one eye.
No.
Do that, yeah.
No way. No. I wish I could lash myself, but no.
Okay, so where do we need to follow you at?
My Instagram is @SkinAndLashesDK. I accept DMs, followings, messages on my pictures. I don't care. Just find me and message me.
I like everything's happening, right?
Yes.
And so are you going to let us know the progress of everything you're working on? Like
absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
so let us know when the store opens, which
yes,
that's
June.
coming June. So the store's going to open in June. Are you going to have a little
Well, maybe, yeah.
Oh, come
we'll
on.
see. Absolutely. I mean, yes, I had a grand opening when I first did my salon, so probably when the store opens, I'll do a little soft grand opening.
Cool. And
yeah.
we could post on that.
Absolutely,
on that.
yes.
And then you'll let us know about what? If you actually invent this, that would be amazing.
You mean when? Not
yes.
if.
I want you to go to Shark Tank and like everyone, because it's like, we need this in our lives.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what my goal is, yes.
That is so awesome. Well, you are very inspirational. I'm so glad you overcame all these things and are doing great things.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on my show today. Everybody follow her. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So how long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate for about 7 years now, Sparkle.
Oh, wow. You started after like 2008 when everything, because I know it's a hard time to kind of get in afterwards, but wow.
Yes, I sure did.
So what inspired that?
I actually, I am a paralegal. I worked for attorneys for, I don't want to say my age, but for more than 20, I think about 25 years. And it gets a point in your life when you want to maybe have a little more freedom, not a schedule from 8 to 6, sometimes no lunch, no break.
Oh, especially being a paralegal. Well, sometimes you're like,
yes, you get so involved.
Done when you
get so involved. It could be so intense, and but I loved my job. However, I wanted a little more time for myself and my family, and that's what prompted me to get into real estate.
That's a big switch, though, because You're behind a desk, and now you're out there with people all the time.
I was with people all the time, working as a paralegal because I was always, with clients,
Okay.
helping people. So it was just a little bit different because now I am dealing with, the public directly with the
Right.
community. But I just enjoy helping people, and that's what my main focus and concern is when it comes to my services for real estate as well. I'm always looking into what a family needs, what a person or an individual needs for the best, for them and for their families.
So
and
what's the
business.
real estate company that you work for?
I do work for Villa Home LLC. The main corporate office or the main name is Carrington. So we're part of Carrington, but then we, again, here in Fresno, we are Villa, and we serve the entire Fresno County, Kings County, Tulare County, all Central Valley.
Oh, yeah, I love that you go far. You were
Yes.
talking about you go pretty far.
Yes, I do.
And then, so you mainly do residential?
Mainly residential. Sometimes we do vacant land as well, businesses, a little bit of commercial, but not too often.
And so there's been a lot of different changes with different subsidies that are offered. I know my friend never thought she could own a house, but she was finally able to with some of what the government was offering. So do you educate yourself every year when rules are changing to see what people are eligible to buy that thought they could never own a home?
We have to educate ourselves, and that is actually a great, I will say, opportunity that we have with Villa Company, that we are always on top of all the changes, and the regulations when it comes to real estate. However, when it comes to the financial part, although we are on the loop as far as all the changes and maybe, interest rates going down, up in programs, it actually goes to the lender. So the lender is actually the one that has I will say, the honor of working with people when it comes to the financial part of it. However, we do basically know what are the programs available for people, for businesses, for, commercial properties as well. We just have to let the lender do their jobs.
And then you set a lot of people up with some nice houses.
Yes.
So what's that feeling like when you finally get to put people in their forever home?
It is very fulfilling. I've seen a lot of happiness in families where there were, I remember all the families that I sold homes to.
It gets intimate. You spend a lot of time with them.
A lot of time, sometimes even a year. Seriously. But I think the happiness that you feel on their faces when they acquire a home is just so fulfilling. It really stays with you because I had one family that I will always remember. They had 4 kids, okay? And they were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, a very small apartment.
Wow.
So when they finally got their home and they had 3 bedrooms, everybody was going to, 2 of the boys were going to share their bedroom, of course, but they were crying. They were actually crying because they were so happy to have their own room, their own bedroom, a living room. So it's just amazing, to be able to help families and see children, happy as well, with their parents.
And that's so great they could afford it, from going from that situation to then a house. Do you think a lot of people don't know that they can own a house?
I believe that a lot of people are not maybe very well educated or don't have the knowledge of what the difference is as far as financially owning and renting. I will say this past few years, with all the changes and increases that we have seen nationally and here locally as well, Fresno was actually in one of the top cities that we were having the highest prices when it came to renting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why is that?
Well, I will say that is somehow maybe managed by the owners, by the homeowners or the landlords in a way. And then, of course, financially struggles nationally.
Right.
Everything plays a part, right? But we were actually among one of the cities
Wow.
with the highest rates in rent. So these days, I know that there are people that are paying more than $1,500. I mean, up to $2,000 or maybe even more
rent.
on a small home, on a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartments, homes in general. I mean, like a nice home in the Fresno area, it can go more than $2,000 a month. So with that in mind, you have to, or people need to know, do I qualify for a home? How much am I going to be paying? What will be my monthly payment? What are the benefits of actually owning a home, investing my money on my own property? And what are the advantages, that I could have short term or long term?
So you gotta like really guide people on that, like, hey, let's see if you can get a house, and then if you can, let's see,
Yes, the first step is always wanting to buy a home. That's what a family, or individual, that's the first step, is like, I want to get my own home, or I have to get my own home. So that will be the number one. Then second is financially, let's get to the lender. They can either get pre-qualified with their own banking institution, their own lenders, or I do have lenders that I work with, for so many years, that I can trust, and I know that they're gonna do the best. They will do everything possible to get those families or persons qualified to buy their home.
So as my last, because we're talking about like being an oversaturated industry, and I know that they say that with the realtors, like there's so many, and some aren't selling houses every year. What makes you, when people are discussing who to get for a realtor, why should people come to you as opposed to other realtors? Like what's your niche?
I believe that the difference is on the services that you provide, always going the extra mile, doing it from your heart. Because when you love something that you do, I mean, you just gonna give your best. You're gonna give the time, the efforts, look for the best property. Every time that I look at a home, that I go show a home to my clients or to my buyers, first thing that I do is like, I look at the property, the condition of the house, and I place myself in their position, and I'm like, would I live in this house? So if I don't like the home, I mean, we're not there to impose or to make them change their minds. Everybody has different needs, but I always, compliment that family into what is best for you. And there's always plenty of homes, to take a choice of what is best for them as far as condition, price, size. So I just honestly have to talk to my clients, to my buyers, and tell them, this is the list of, the conditions or the best, things in this property versus the other homes that we've seen so far. So I just try to make them see what is best for them, and also being available to them anytime. And this includes early mornings or late afternoons, Saturday and Sunday. Actually, this Sunday I was working pretty much all day. I got home around 8:30 p.m.
Oh my!
Yes, but again, this is the only time when the husband and wife, are able to look at the homes together. And if that's what I have to do, I have to make that schedule fit their schedule. So I think people appreciate that very much these days, being able to serve them fully.
So my friend, also named Maria, she had just listed her house, and so she had fired her last realtor because her realtor was having her, they were in escrow with this one couple, and I guess they were pre-qualified for a home, but not for that price home. And so meanwhile, someone came by, another potential buyer, and said, I'll pay $10,000 over the listing price. And then she was in escrow, so she couldn't do that. And then when it came back, because they were not qualified for that price of the home, and she goes, that realtor should have known that. How do you not make sure they're pre-qualified for the price of my home? So do you guys encounter situations like that?
Hardly ever in my case, again, because you have to really make sure that you work closely with the lender. Right. I think having that relationship with the lender or the lending company gives you the freedom of contacting that lender and making sure,
So
I'm
somehow
always
there
making
was like
sure.
the wires were crossed when she was dealing with that lender.
Yes. What happens maybe sometimes is that they didn't have maybe all the information,
Right.
financial information that they needed for the buyer. Something else came up. I don't know. I mean, there could be many reasons.
And she lost out on the one that was going to pay $10,000 over asking price because she was like in that escrow that fizzled. So yeah, no, and I hear a lot of different horror stories with like. That's what I was wondering. When I say like what makes you guys better is just like you.
We actually look details. We're very family oriented, client oriented, and I do have I guess with all the experience all these years and so many hours working with families and doing this, you actually get I guess whenever there's something like a little glitch, okay, maybe the husband changed jobs, or maybe the wife is gonna go on maternity leave pretty soon, or it's a temporary job. So all those little glitches, or little things, little red flags right there, you learn to keep an eye on them. And sometimes the lender may be too busy, or he overlooks that, or she overlooks that. And I'm always kind of like on top. Okay, Mr. Lender, this is what's going on. Or have you looked at this? So I'm always like making sure that those little, things or, are not going to fault, or default the pre-qualification for the loan, for the home loan.
And then when people are looking to sell their house, at what point should they come to you and see what's up when they're wanting to sell?
The first thing is to call me, of course, right? To contact your realtor, real estate agent. And you want to get the comps, okay, the comparables. You want to get an official information regarding the value of your home. Right. That's what basically once they're ready to sell, they do need to get the information as to what their, the best or the highest value of their home will be. And there's a lot of businesses out there these days, a lot of fraud too. So everybody needs to be very
fraud
careful.
In what way?
There's been companies out there that they just call people or send them letters, and they say, "Oh, we pay cash for your home."
Oh, okay.
Just be careful with things like that.
That
telephone
sounds like
calls.
if it's too sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, there has been so many stories. Unfortunately. So just be careful. Just make sure that it's a official company, locally is always better, because you can go to their office, you can check, their the information, make sure that it is legit, business. But yeah, when you're ready to sell your home, first thing is, contact somebody that you trust, that is, better, or somebody that is referring you to that agent, somebody that already worked with that agent, and get the comparables. And then that agent actually has to go to your home as well to see the condition of the property. Okay. Because it's very hard we can get a number or, the value approximately. But if that agent doesn't go to the property, doesn't go to the house to inspect the house, just as much as we can see on the outside, inside, then you're not really getting the best information out there, because definitely that home has to be visually inspected by a real estate agent.
Have you ever told people to hold off on selling their home? Like, okay, we'll do it at this time, it's better, or let's wait a little bit. Do you ever, just want to list it right away?
We do not do that, because when we are contacted by a person or a family that they want to sell their home, is because we believe that they already made that decision for any reason. Maybe they're gonna move out, maybe they need a larger home and they need to sell their home, maybe because of their financial situation. Whatever the reason is once they're ready, is because we believe that they are ready, and there's really there's really no way for us to know or determine when will be a best time to sell or not to sell. I mean, the market keeps changing, so we can never say either wait for buying or for selling. I mean, if you're ready to buy, you're ready to buy. Let's go ahead and start, right? If you're ready to sell, same thing. Let's go ahead and start the process.
Okay, so are you good on your social media? You said you're not super Instagram or on Facebook. Are you good about listing what you have available?
Yes, I do.
So as soon as they come up, you let us know.
Yes, of course.
So we should all follow your Facebook, you said.
Yes.
So tell everybody what your Facebook is.
Okay, my name is Maria Rangel, and I'm in Facebook as Maria Rangel, and Maria Rangel at Villa. So you can find me there as well. And
so how do you spell the last name?
Is R as in Robert, Angel.
Okay.
Rangel or Rangel.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy. That's actually really easy. Yeah, I know. I bet you get that all the time.
Yes.
Okay, so that's perfect. So we can, and then you'll tell us when everything's on. What kind of listings do you have right now?
Right now, I actually do not have any listings myself.
Yeah,
I had one last year. I may have two coming up very soon, but I will say that 90% of the time, I do represent the buyers.
Okay.
Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, I represent the buyers. Yes, listings. But then the good thing about, not having listings, I will say, is that we have access to all the properties. So an agent, any real estate agent that has license, of course, in California and has their permits, here in Fresno County, Kings County, they actually have access. We have access to most of all the properties listed out there. So we can show any property as long as the other party, of course, the other agent is willing, and the house, of course, is still available. It's in the market.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show today. And then, you can give your number out too if you want to.
Sure. My phone number is 559-230-9724. And I thank you for giving me this space. And I've seen you before. She has a great show, by the way. She's so loving and caring. And I thank you very much, Sparkles, for letting me for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh, we are distressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh, I must confess, dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't want to be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing.
It's a mystery.
Hi, I'm Sparkle Sujin, and I am the host of the Everything Sparkle Show. I would like to invite you to come and hang out with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, as I interview the world one guest at a time. Everything Sparkle is available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and CMAC.tv. Plus, if you're in the Central California area, you can watch on Comcast Xfinity Channel 93 or AT&T UVerse Channel 99. Hope to see you there.